Welcome students. In today's our lecture, we will be discussing about Forest Rights Act. The implementation of Forest Rights Act has encountered several challenges and issues hindering its effectiveness in realizing its objectives. Some of the key issues includes lack of awareness, bureaucratic hurdle, resistance from state authorities, inadequate institutional capacity, inconsistent interpretation and application of the law, conflict with conservation goals, land tenure issues, inadequate grievance redressal mechanisms. One of the primary challenge in widespread lack of awareness about the provisions of the FRA among especially the forest dwelling communities, even government officials and other stakeholders. This result in significant gap between intended beneficiaries of the act and those who are supposed to implement it. The complex and bureaucratic procedures involved in implementation of the FRA often act as barrier for forest dwelling communities to assert their rights. Lengthy and cumbersome processes for filing claims, verifications and documentation deter many eligible individuals and communities from seeking recognition of their rights. In some cases, state authorities have been reluctant to implement the FRA due to conflict over other conservation or development priorities. This resistance may stem from concern about loss of control over forest resources, conflict with existing land use plan, or pressure from vested interest. Many states lack the institutional capacity, resources, and trained personnels required for effectively implementing the FRA. This results in delay in processing claims, lack of support for capacity building initiatives, and inadequate infrastructure for conducting surveys and verifications. There is often inconsistency in the interpretation and application of FRA across different states and regions. This led to varying level of implementation and recognition of forest rights, creating disparities and inequities among forest dwelling communities. The FRA aims to strike a balance between conservation and livelihood need of forest dwelling communities. However, conflict often arises between conservation goal and the rights granted under the Act. This led to tensions between forest dwelling communities and conservation authorities, undermining the effective implementation of the FRA. In some cases, conflict emerged between forest dwelling communities and other stakeholders over land tenure and ownership rights. Lack of clear demarcation of boundaries and overlapping claims exacerbate these conflicts, leading to legal disputes and delays in the recognition of forest rights. The FRA provides for grievance redressal mechanism to address dispute and concerns related to implementation of the Act. However, these mechanisms are often ineffective or inaccessible to forest dwelling communities, resulting in unresolved grievances and frustration. Addressing these issues requires concerted effort from government agencies, civil society, and other stakeholders to enhance awareness, streamline procedures, build institutional capacity, resolve conflict, and ensure equitable implementation of Forest Rights Act. As we navigate the complexities of Forest Rights Act and addressing the challenges therein, it is imperative to chart a clear path forward. Let us explore actionable steps to ensure equity, justice, and empowerment for forest dweller communities. For this, there is role of Gram Sabha in Forest Rights Act. In its implementation, the Gram Sabha, as the local government in villages, must be empowered and actively involved in decision-making processes related to forest management. Strengthening the role of Gram Sabha ensures local ownership and representation in forest governance. One should always encourage the inclusion of rights holder in decision-making process to ensure their to have the perspective what they have and need to consider their views also. There is need to foster inclusive dialogue and participation, empowering forest dwelling communities to assert their rights and shape their future. There is need for conducting of awareness programs and training sessions for forest dwellers to inform them about their rights and the FRA. Empowering communities with knowledge enhances their agency and enable them to navigate the complexity of legal framework. Strengthening the capacity of civil society organizations to support and advocate the rights of forest dwellers. Civil society plays a crucial role in providing legal aid, facilitating community organizing, and amplifying the voices of marginalized communities. There is need to establish a robust monitoring system to ensure adherence to the provisions and objectives of the FRA. Regular monitoring and evaluation helps identify gaps, hold responsible authorities to be accountable, and address challenges in timely manner. Then there is also need to consult in processes that involves all stakeholders to find balance between development and conservation goal. Meaningful dialogue and collaboration fosters shared understanding, consensus building, and the co-creation of solutions that benefit both people and the planet. By seeing various role in implementation of Forest Rights Act of the Gram Sabha, which translates to village assembly, serves as the primary decision-making authority at the local level. Under the Forest Rights Act, the Gram Sabha is entrusted with initiating the process for determining the nature and extent of individual forest rights and the community forest rights that may be granted forest dwelling, scheduled tribes and other forest dwellers, that is the traditional forest dwellers. The Gram Sabha plays a role in verifying and recognizing forest rights claims made by individuals and communities residing in the village. It conducts hearing and consultation to assess the legitimacy of claims, ensuring that they comply with the provisions of the FRA. The Gram Sabha acts as safeguard for the rights of forest dwellers. They safeguard in terms of against external encroachment or violations. It is responsible for ensuring that the rights granted under the FRA, including access to forest resources and protection from eviction, are upheld and respected by all stakeholders, including government agencies and private entities. The next one, the role of Gram Sabha is of empowerment and participation. The Gram Sabha serves as platform for active participation and empowerment of local communities in forest governance. It provides forum for dialogue, consensus building, and collective decision making, allowing forest dwelling communities to assert their rights, voice their concern, and contribute to the management of their natural resources. Then there is conflict resolution in case of disputes or conflicts related to forest right or management. The Gram Sabha again plays a very crucial role in facilitating dialogue and resolution. It acts as mediator between conflicting parties, seek mutual acceptable solution that upholds the principles of justice, equity, and sustainability. Then through its deliberations and decisions, the Gram Sabha promotes sustainable development initiatives that align with socio-economic and environmental needs of the local community. It ensures that forest resources are managed responsibly, balancing conservation objectives with livelihood and food security concerns. Overall, one can see that Gram Sabha serves as cornerstone of local governance and grassroots democracy in the context of foreign rights implementation. Its active involvement ensures that the Forest Rights Act is effectively implemented, rights of forest dwelling communities are protected, and sustainable forest management practices are promoted at the grassroots level. Then, in terms of implementation of the Forest Rights Acts across different states in India, there are numerous challenges and obstacles hindering its effective implementation. As we have discussed, that there is lack of awareness, bureaucratic hurdles, resistance from state authorities. In some cases, state authorities have been reluctant to implement the FRA due to conflict with other conservation or development project priorities. This resistance may stem from concern about loss of control over forest resources, conflict with existing land use pattern or the plan, or pressure from vested interest. This we have already discussed. Then there is limited capacity and resources. Many states lack the institutional capacity, resources and trained personnel required for effectively implementing the FRA. So by seeing all these challenges, lack of awareness, bureaucratic hurdles, resistance from state authorities, inconsistent interpretation and applications, limited capacity of the state, conflict over conservation goals, there are legal and policy ambiguities, there is inadequate grievance redressal mechanisms. These are some of the challenges that needs to be addressed. Let us have a conclusion. Again, I started with how in pre-colonial era, indigenous communities in India traditionally had customary rights over forest resources. Then again in colonial era, forest policies during British rule restricted these rights, leading to displacement and marginalization of forest dwelling communities. Then in post-independence, various efforts were made to address the rights of forest dwellers, and this has ultimately led to enactment of Forest Rights Act in 2006. We discussed with various features of Forest Rights Act, and in this there was recognition and vesting of forest rights in scheduled tribes and other traditional forest dwellers. Producers were determined and recording of individual and community forest rights were being made. Responsibilities for forest conservation was entrusted to Gram Sabha and local communities. Provisions for forest land for development activities were only done after consent of affected communities. So we can see lots of advantages of Forest Rights Act, and this recognition of historical injustice and restoration of rights to forest dwelling communities. It has empowered local communities in forest management and conservation. There is potential for sustainable development and livelihood enhancement through responsible forest use. One needs to understand this. Anything does not have any disadvantages. There are challenges also. As we have seen that there is lack of awareness and implementation hurdles are there at grassroots level. Conflict between conservation goals and development projects leading to land disputes are there. There are legal ambiguities leading to exploitation of forest resources. But there should be some way forward. Way forward means that strengthening awareness program and capacity building initiatives at local level should be there. Addressing the conflict through inclusive dialogue and participatory decision-making processes could enhance and make the implementation effective. There should be enhancing of monitoring mechanism, and accountability for implementation of FRA should be ensured. Along with this, the traditional knowledge and practices into forest management strategies for sustainable outcomes should be adopted. We had a comprehensive overview of all this Forest Rights Act in India, covering its historical context, key provisions, advantages, challenges, limitations, and what we can do to implement it effectively. So it is the FRA, that is the Forest Rights Act. It stands as a landmark legislation aimed at rectifying historical injustice faced by forest dwelling communities in India. Through its key provisions, the FRA seeks to empower these communities by recognizing and vesting their forest rights, preventing eviction and displacement, promoting sustainable forest management, and conserving biodiversity. However, the implementation of FRA has been fraught with challenges and obstacles, as we have seen the lack of awareness, bureaucratic hurdles, resistance from state authorities, conflict with conservation goals. Addressing these challenges requires concerted efforts from all stakeholders so that awareness can be there, processes could be streamlined, concerted efforts could be made from all stakeholders to enhance awareness, strengthen accountability, and ensure equitable implementation of the Act. Despite these challenges, the FRA represents a significant step towards achieving social justice, equity, and sustainability in forest governance. The Forest Rights Act FRA 2006 is a comprehensive legislation aimed at addressing historical injustices faced by forest dwelling communities in India. Its key objectives include recognizing and vesting forest rights in forest dwelling scheduled tribes and other traditional forest dwellers, empowering communities with legal ownership and control over forest land, preventing arbitrary eviction and displacement, promoting sustainable forest management practices, and conserving biodiversity. The implementation of FRA has encountered challenges. Overcoming these challenges requires concerted effort so that equitable implementation of the Act is being made. So, there are certain key takeaways that FRA, first of all, it aims to rectify historical injustice faced by forest dwelling communities by recognizing and vesting their forest rights. So, despite all these, FRA also represents progress towards social justice, equity and sustainability in forest governance. Thank you for having an insight over this FRA Act. Thank you very much.